let's talk now. Let's talk about your Boston Celtics as they enter these playoffs. Do you feel as strongly about them right here, right now, as you felt a year ago about your Celtics?
Yeah, I do. I've been watching the way they've been playing lately. Jason Tatum is playing at another level than a year ago, I believe. And when Porzingis and all the guys are healthy, Skip, there's nobody beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. I mean, I just seen the last few weeks of the season that it seems like Porzingis is coming into his own now, getting his rhythm. We already know about Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, these guys, what they bring to the table. And then you got old Drew Holiday over there, just a backbone, and Al Horford. I mean, just top to bottom. There's Cleveland is good, and I'll give them that. But I watched us. We lost to Cleveland twice. We weren't healthy in neither of those two losses. We were missing Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday in one of them, and then the second game, we were up 23 points, and they came back and beat us. And it was just but we didn't have our full team. I just don't see it. I don't see anybody in the Western Conference either. Yeah, it'd be great. Maybe the Lakers can get there. I actually think the Lakers can come out the West.
Okay.
I really do.
Stay for a second on the Celtics. Jaylen Brown does have, and I'm a big Jaylen Brown guy. Like when I'm rooting against your team, he scares me a little more than Jason Tatum does, but I've always said that. And he was the MVP of the conference finals and obviously the NBA finals. And now he's got, let's just call it a minor knee issue that he had to get an injection for, and it could hobble him a little bit. Does that concern you a little bit?
It would concern. It is. I mean, Skip, all of those things are concerning when you talk about trying to make a deep playoff run, because we know as the further you go in the playoffs, that body, you get banged up. And if this is a situation to where you probably sit them in the first round, I probably would if it's something that can linger. Because when you get deep in the playoffs, you feel it. I'm telling you, feel it, Skip. By the time you get to the conference finals, your body and knees and elbows to your legs and small sprained ankles, you feel it. So hopefully it's something he can control and they can find ways. The good thing, they can find ways to rest him. That's how good we are. You can literally rest Jaylen in the first round. You get a week off right now for the play-in, and then really if you want to take a couple weeks off, I would sit him if it's something that I feel like it'll linger down the road as they go further in the playoffs.
All right. Does it concern you at all that your Celtics broke the all-time record for three-point attempts this regular season, and obviously they set the record for three-point makes? They were only 11th in three-point shooting percentage, but they're taking a high volume.
Right.
So this can be live and die by the three on occasion. Does that concern you at all?
It does concern me because, when they get three-point happy and they lost games, I remember it was a few weeks ago they took 63 threes in the game and they lost the game. And I'm because it takes away from them attacking the basket. It's when you settle so much, it allows teams, if those shots aren't falling, teams get back in the race, get back in the game, because they've given up big leads throughout the season. 20-point leads that they've given up because they're settling for threes instead of sometimes attacking the basket. So it's a little concerning, but they shoot the ball so well. It's that's who they are. That's how they won last year. That's how they won 60-plus games this year. So, but I do believe there's a fine line on knowing, hey, guys, we got to start attacking the basket. Because there will be a situation to where they shoot 10 straight threes. And it's
okay,
it's time to attack.
All right.
So it's a little concerning, a little.
When you look at the rest of the East, you brought up Cleveland. Obviously, there's some threat. Is there anybody else that scares you at all?
No, not really. The Knicks were supposed to be that team, and they've been very disappointing. They haven't beat nobody at the top. I agree. They've been a little disappointing.
Yeah.
And outside of, Milwaukee doesn't have Dame. Indiana, I like Indiana actually. They're all right, but they're not beating not Celtics in the 7-game series. So I think it's a two-man race. It's a two-man race between Cleveland and the Celtics. But outside of that, there's nobody else.
And what's the difference between Boston and Cleveland? What will be the difference maker?
Just our experience. I believe, I think we have a stronger bench. When you get guys and our X factors. They did a great job with adding Hunter. I thought that was a big move for them because they
It's
needed
big.
bigger
Yeah.
wings to guard Jalen and Jason. But we have so many X factors. Derek White, such an X factor. Can hit big shots late in the game. Like when you think it's going to be Tatum or Brown, you got another guy that hits big shots. I mean, Porzingis is such a great X factor.
He is.
Drew Holiday, think about that. Like no other team has these type of X factors. Like these guys can just hit big shots when you need them. And we already know
Yeah.
what Jalen did last year, and we already know what Tatum does. So I think the X factors are a big key for our X factor. Like our X factor for our championship team was James Posey. Loved
Yeah.
James Posey. He would bail you out with big shots.
He
And the
would.
Celtics have about 3 or 4 guys like that.
Well, they got Peyton Pritchard. Cleveland's got Ty Jerome comes off the bench for them and plays at a high level. But your guy comes in as like 6th man of the year and shoots threes with such conviction, and he is capable of making like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
Yeah. All right. Let's move to the West. And I got to tell you, you brought up the Lakers and you completely overlooked my team from my hometown of Oklahoma City. And it's clear that not many people outside Oklahoma City have a lot of respect for who they are and what they have accomplished in the regular season. Like scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in what they'll be in the playoffs? What 1 to 10, what would you give them on your belief level in them?
I'll give them an 8.
Okay.
I'll give them an 8. It's just because they're so young, Skip, and they're really good. When you look at the eye test and they check all the boxes: defense, offense, superstar, MVP
Every
candidate,
box. Yep.
depth. But that youth right there, that could be a factor, especially if they have to. This is the thing: if they have to play the Lakers, I am not picking OKC.
Okay.
I seen what the Lakers did to them a couple weeks ago when they went into OKC and just beat them down and did
They
the second
whomped them.
game.
Yep. It was the first game they beat them.
Yeah, the first game. The second game, Luka got thrown out when they
got
were up
tossed.
1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's just something about playing against superstars and being a young player. You gonna look up in that locker room, it's gonna have bright lights. It's gonna be all the media that you covered during the season. This is different now. And for them young guys to see that could be intimidating. The media coverage. I remember my first playoff when we went from having just a couple, and then it was like, whoa, it's kind of intimidating. You go in there and 100 cameras is on you. The production of the playoffs, the hype around it. Then you got to play against LeBron or Luka. That could be intimidating for a young team. And so I just don't know. I don't know if they're ready to take that next step yet.
All right. So let me remind you, SGA led the league in scoring, and he was number 1 in defensive win shares. So he was the best scorer and the best defender all rolled into one, which is an MVP year. And he's not that young. He's been doing this for a while. And they did take Luka and company to the wire last year. And SGA lost his mind in the last seconds and went and fouled P.J. Washington in the corner on a 3-point shot, or they might have gotten it back to Oklahoma City for a Game 7 against Luka and company. So they have SGA. And Paul, what they did to the Western Conference, which is flat out stacked to the point that Phoenix didn't even make the playoffs, didn't make the play-in tournament. They won it by 16 games, which is an all-time record margin in any conference ever. And their margin of winning individual games per game was 12.9 points per game, which shattered the all-time record of the 71 Bucks and the 72 Lakers, both of whom won championships, but you can argue they were more veteran teams. And they were Oklahoma City number 1 in defense and number 1 in 3-point defense. And they went 29-1 against the East. They lost 1 game by 7 at Cleveland. So they went 29-1. And they did beat your Celtics both times by 13 at home in Oklahoma City and 6 at Boston. So it's hard when you say they check every box, that they put an exclamation point in
Yeah.
every box during the regular season, because just on stats,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any team has ever had a greater regular season than this team. That's what the stats say. Now,
Right.
the eye test could tell you different. And they did get blown out at home by the Lakers not too long ago. And they did lose that cup final, that in-season tournament game to Milwaukee. They got blown off the floor. It was
Right.
97-81. So those were their two bad losses. But they added Isaiah Hartenstein, who gave them a little muscle in the middle that Chet can't quite give them. But they are the deepest team. They can just come at you from everywhere. So to me, I got Lakers and Thunder in the conference finals, and I got Thunder in 7 over the Lakers. But you can argue you got Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. Man, it's a lot of stuff back, because that's the greatest 3-guard backcourt I've ever seen. Just on those 3 guards.
Yeah, but let's Skip. All those numbers are great, but does OKC intimidate anybody? Like Shea is a really good player. He could have won MVP last year, but I don't know. It just seemed like there's an aura missing from over there.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm
All
saying?
right. I think that's what the world thinks. Yep.
Yeah. It just feels that way. It's like OKC is good. Yeah, everything sounds good, looks good, checks out good, but it's just nothing. Like after Shea, you're saying Jalen Williams can carry them. If you find a scheme to slow down Shea, is Jalen Williams good enough? Is Chet Holmgren good enough? Is Harkenstein? Are all these guys, they're deep now, Caruso, are these guys capable?
Isaiah Joe,
all these guys.
Yep.
So who are
Lou
outside of Shea?
Dort, yep. Aaron
Yeah,
Wiggins,
they're deep, but
Cason
all of them ain't going to
Wallace.
play in the playoffs. As you get
Yep.
further in the playoffs, that roster going to shrink.
Yeah.
And who
So
are you going to be able to depend on?
so I think if we took what was the championship year, 08 Celtics, if we took your Celtics with you and obviously KG and Ray and company and Rondo, if I took that team against Oklahoma City, you guys would be quietly laughing that they just ain't got it. You know, you would not have been at all afraid of this team, right?
Not at all. They're missing something, Skip. It's just that. Think about this. Their second best player. Who's their second best player?
Jalen Williams made the All-Star team. Yeah.
Yeah, he made the All-Star team. Great young player. Think about these other teams. Think about what the Lakers. Who's the Lakers' second best player? LeBron.
He is. Yeah.
Who's their third best player? Reeves.
Hey, he's become a star to me, but he's averaging 100%. Like 25 and 5. You know, he is really good.
That's intimidating right there, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty intimidating. Like, and you look at the teams at the top, like Houston Rockets. Nothing really intimidating by them, but they are the second best record in the West, but nobody's talking about them. Something is intimidating about the Joker. It just is. He's dominant. You know, it's just something's intimidating about Ant-Man. It just is. Something's intimidating even about with Ja Morant. I don't see that anything's intimidating in OKC. And Shea is a great player. I can't take nothing away from what he's been doing, but nobody's scared of him.
So if Oklahoma City draws Ja in Memphis in the first round, would you pick Ja in Memphis to upset them?
No, they're not ready.
Not ready?
They're not ready.
Right. Okay. So if Oklahoma City, let's say they get past the first round and they have to play the Clippers or the Nuggets, who do you like, Clippers versus Nuggets?
I like the Clippers. I'm telling you.
I do too. I agree.
The Clippers can make a run here.
Yep. I'm with you on this one.
Kawhi has been playing Jordan-esque over the last month and a half.
He has.
And if James Harden shows up, this is going to be a problem for everybody. They're well coached. They're deep.
They're deep.
They got star power. See what I'm saying? That's intimidating right there. I don't see OKC's not getting past Clippers because I think Clippers are going to win that series.
Yeah, I do too. And it will be a battle royal against that LA team. And I think they'll have to beat that LA team and then have to beat the other LA team to get to the Celtics. And it's an uphill climb. It's going to be a battle.